Right, welcome back, Mr. Simon Sayegh, once again. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us this morning. And let me start by asking you, sir, what is the role of exhibitions, that are held by Egypt abroad to promote tourism, especially when it comes to ancient Egyptians?
Well, actually, that exhibition is very special because it was due to the treatment that has got Ramses II as a mummy long time ago during Mitterrand president period. So as the relation was good during the time and France did offer to solve the bacteria that was on the mummy, so nowadays we are giving France that opportunity to make an exhibition about him, he and the gold that was also discovered during his period. And
Indeed.
from here came the importance of that exhibition, exposing the perfect relation between the two countries. Because as we all know, Ramses II, he is the pharaoh of fantasy for France. And he lights up at the Grand Hall de la Villette. And that exhibition that runs in Paris, that will go up to September the 6th, will be presenting a beautiful work that has never been before seen in France. And also there is a subtle aspect of the exhibition title, which will be Ramses and the Gold of the Pharaohs.
Yes.
And since that opening at April the 7th at the Grand Hall de la Villette in Paris, as I just said, it's Ramses and not Ramses II. To give that name, Ramses and not Ramses II, as a royal star of the event, of course he is Ramses II, but we wanted to put an eternity for Ramses and not the second of them. And that was a very good choice of Madame Bénédicte Loyer, which is scientific advisor of the exhibition, and she is also in the New Kingdom. And Ramses II, he is set as the absolute standard for subsequent rulers, and many of whom took his name, as we all know. And since there is an 11 Ramses in the long of Pharaoh's list in ancient Egypt, Ramses II himself, he was born at 1305 BC, and he died about 1213 BC. He is the pharaoh that has the most records and the longest reign in all over our history, which is 67 years. He got also 100 children. He has a string of monuments. He is the pharaoh of fantasy, as we said, and even the Greek made out of him a legend and a figure. He is the great ruler of all of the all of his kingdom, the New Kingdom. Let's say he is also the star of the famous movie, The Ten Commandments. He became, even in our time, a Hollywood star.
Yes.
And we know that France received his mummy to honor him, and it was due to that health problem. And it's clear that his name now is all over the world, a mythical connotation and a character and archetype. And he is really the best ever one that has been known all over the history.
Indeed.
The narrative.
Yes, indeed. Right. Let me ask you, Mr. Simon, now the exhibition Ramses and the Pharaoh's Gold will not only bring together, distinct collections of historical Egyptian archaeological pieces, some of which are on display for the first time outside Egypt, but will also allow, lovers of ancient pharaonic civilization to discover the Abu Simbel Temple and Nefertari Cemetery through virtual reality, which is a new spin on this exhibition. Could you tell us a bit more about this?
For sure. Ramses II, when he made Abu Simbel Temple, he wanted to be divinized in that temple. He became a god. As we all know, inside of that temple, there is 4 statues. One for the god Ptah, who is the creator according to Memphis school, but where the temple has been made in Upper Egypt, specifically in the Nubian area between the first and the second cataract of the Nile. Over there, Ptah came the god of the darkness. And from there, when the sun goes up during the 2 feasts of Ramses, that light will not go to Ptah. Now the 3 other statues, Ramses will be just in the middle, so he received the light as a god. in the holy area of the temple, surrounded by the god Ra and the god Amun. So that temple has a big positive side, beside making out of Ramses a god, which is it has been not a temple built, but a stone, huge stone that has been worked. Like if we go to Jordan to see the temples that has been worked inside the mountains. So evacuating a huge column or a mountain to build or to create inside of it a temple with a perfect access to the sun was a reflection of the know-how of the Egyptian engineers. Knowing that the 4 statues in front of the temple, 20 meters each, is a tremendous, beautiful work that is equivalent to the 7 wonders of the world. Inside of it, he presented to us his famous war versus those who tried to invade Egypt, and how he was so good, so successful, so strong to destroy all Egyptian enemies. So the 2 temples of Abu Simbel, when they are exposed over there by this way, they are presenting the glory of Egypt and the glory of our engineers and the work in the middle of the desert.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Simon, you know, this exhibition is very, very big, and it's not only going to be going to Paris and France, but also traveling to the United States and Australia. Tell me a bit about the importance of such exhibitions, you know, as a marketing tool for Egyptian tourism, especially for enthusiasts about pharaonic civilization.
Well, all of our exhibition outside of Egypt reflect 2 sides. First side is our culture.
Yes.
Second side is the money. It brings to the country money, and we need it because we are doing a lot of work to restore our monuments, to make museums, to make tourism really suitable to every tourist who come.
Yes.
So we need that income. On the other side, it's promoting a lot the incoming of groups. When people go to such a museum and such a remarkable one, they're always very excited to buy tours to Egypt. Usually, travel agents create over there a lot of offices to sell. And usually after every exhibition, we have more tourists coming to Egypt. At the actual time, the work that we have done, like the transfer of the mummies from the Egyptian Museum to the GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, also the work that has been done at Hatshepsut and how it was promoted and so on.
Yes.
All of that bring, after all, tourists. In our days, Upper Egypt is fully booked. Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh has been restored after the drop that has been done by the Russian-Ukrainian war. Now we are back to be near fully booked in those 2 destinations.
Yes, top destination.
All of that is due to the Egyptian work to expose the beauties of our monuments.
Absolutely.
And to declare all of the work inside of the tombs.
Absolutely. Right. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Mr. Simon Sayegh, our tourism expert. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your insight, and for joining us on this morning's edition of The Breakfast Show. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. We do hope you have enjoyed it. Join us again tomorrow morning for a new edition. Till then, you are in the company of myself, Anju Meher. Thank you for joining us.